We look freaking fantastic.
Do we look great?
We look so great.
Look good.
I don't know what we're saying. You can start it.
What's going on, guys? Today we are going to be starting the process of restoring my car back to looking a little bit better.
Just a little bit.
And today we're starting with something that we've already done to his car, but we're going to do it to mine now because it needs it. And it probably hasn't been repainted since, you know, came off the lot in 13 years ago or whatever. So
yeah,
we're going to be repainting, if you can come with me. This little trim piece right here, I don't know if you guys can see, but towards the bottom here, it actually fades to like the chrome that's actually underneath here. As you can notice, we're not at the shop today. We do another throwback video, I guess, and the old garage, we set up our own paint booth made of tarp to kind of block off the other stuff in the garage.
and the haters.
And the haters. So let's get painting. We're going to show you guys how to do this. It's actually really easy, and this is like probably the biggest part of restoring my car and somewhat of his car this season is restoring the paint and cosmetics and stuff. Also, we're going to have to dig into doing the hood, which is scratched up. You guys probably have seen that sometime. There's a couple other places such as the fender rust that we're gonna have to do. That's gonna be a bigger project than this. This is like the easiest of the painting projects they have to do. So let's jump into it, show you guys how to do this, and obviously this applies for any car, so let's go. Alright, so the stuff that you're gonna have to use, some of this you don't actually need to buy, but I just bought because I want to take like a little extra step, and I might need to use this in the future when we do the rest of the paint restore. So I guess we'll start with, obviously you need painter's tape. This is to mask off the edge of the trim so you don't get any of the paint onto your actual paint on the car. Alright, so for sandpaper I have 400 grit, 800 grit, and 1000. Not sure if we're going to have to use this today on that specific trim piece, but I bought that specifically for later when we're going to do more paint work on the actual body. What we used on Bry's car before was this 3M Scotch-Brite. This is pretty coarse, but not coarse enough to where it's actually going to leave indents or anything. It's just to scrape off the paint that's existing on there. I also bought a sanding block just because it's much easier to get a flat sanding surface. Obviously this is going to be with the sandpaper, but I bought this ahead of time so I could use that with the sandpaper when the time comes. As far as paint, we're going to start off with primer. Rust-Oleum, if you're watching, sponsor us. And then we have a gloss black enamel, which will be the black paint. And then to finish it off, we have clear coat. You said you didn't clear coat yours, right?
No, I didn't.
We're going to clear coat mine and see, I guess we can see what the difference is once this dries, whether it's more glossy or pretty much the same thing. So let's dive into it and get sanded.
So we ended up using a bunch of this paper and masking off everything else so that when we paint, all the overspray will go onto the paper instead of onto the car. That's all we really had to do, just get everything sanded down so it wasn't as glossy anymore.
Yep.
So that the primer will stick, and then we can move on to paint. You know, we'll just jump forward in time. Look at that. Wow. So that's, what, 2 coats of primer?
Like 2.5.
2.5. Yeesh.
That's about it for first layer.
Wow, already looks minty.
Alright, gentlemen, we are back. It's actually been like maybe 3 hours since we've been back. We went out to dinner. This side is pretty much done. I just got to do the clear coat, but as far as the black paint, it is on there. We have to get to the other side and mask that off a little bit better than it is right now, and then we'll have to repaint that section as well. I hope this is kind of helpful for you guys that are looking to repaint little trim pieces. Obviously we're not repainting the whole car, but we're just doing little trim pieces that have been sun faded or just scratched up over time, so it's kind of nice to get everything back together. And eventually one day we're gonna try and get this whole car back to almost perfect. So alright, so now I'm gonna peel off everything. We've already kind of started, but waited maybe 15 minutes with the last layer of clear coat just to be safe. So all this is coming off nice and neat. Obviously you don't want to touch it for a while. Unfortunately it's raining outside, so we're gonna have to leave this in here for a while until it completely dries.
Gonna show you what the final product is looking like for this little window trim here. Looking very nice, super glossy. We actually still need to put our last coat of gloss on over here. We were letting this dry, but this one's, we probably don't even need it, but it looks really nice. But one more thick coat of gloss and that'll be finished.